I'm Rajesh Sukamanchi. I'm from Clubr Technologies Private Limited. It's a nightlife discovery platform, and we are into live entertainment scene and all. So before pandemic, we started as a discovery platform where people, which actually caters to exclusively for nightlife industry, where people can discover events, deals, or packages for the nearest club and directly make reservations or book tables or tickets. That was a whole scenario. And then when we started off like that, and then we eventually graduated to providing white label solutions for a venue or an organizer or a live entertainment gig. And basically now we have a robust platform where we talk about one link integration, and then we talk about other aspects like tribe community, where they can access to hundreds of influencers at any given point of time within our platform. So we give them complete holistic technology setup with us, basically multi-dimensional. I wanted to actually have a very short name which can actually resonate well with everyone. So I was looking at domains and all, and then basically Clubr is nothing but CLUBBR, Clubbers basically. So I've actually shortened it, truncated it in such a way that it's quite short and basically easily relatable, and that's the name, nothing more than that. Logo is more about basically all nightlife and all. So basically the disc, that disc is basically a DJ disc. So there are multiple designs that our designer gave us, a creative team came up with, and this is what we were actually using another logo, and we actually revamped it recently. So that gives a very modern look, and basically which can be relatable to anyone. I was working with Deloitte for some time, and then quit Deloitte and started my own venture which was into online grocery store way back in 2007, 2008. So it was an online grocery portal, which actually you can buy groceries and sell. So that was a platform that we built. So since then I've been very keen on startups, and I have my own digital marketing company as well as technology company, where we actually build technology products and advertise them digitally. So we've been doing that for last 10 years. So in that process I've done a lot of startups, basically rolled it out and basically made market fit and basically realized it. And then basically when I was actually looking at a next idea, the basic nightlife struck me a lot, because this industry is completely fragmented, and if you look at actually holistic view of it, see, everyone is taking bits and pieces of it, like major platforms are consolidated in only certain parts of it, but if you look at in depth of it, there's a lot of manual work, and everything is actually unorganized, and everything is actually in very fragmented places, like one individual actually controls a complete club. So that is where I thought probably there's a lot of scope in it, and then I started digging deep into it and then developed a product. So initially I launched it in Hyderabad, and then basically tried to test waters there and basically get the market fit. And as I told you, it was pandemic. Basically we started in November and we had some good traction, and we were actually getting all the venues in November, by December, end of December. By January, February we have to stop it completely because of the pandemic, and there was no scene of events or anything like that. Complete industry was actually come to a standhold. So at that point of time, I was actually trying to see how to take it further, because I know even after pandemic is opened up, I think there'll be crunch in terms of paid events, people turning up. So that's when I started looking at Goa as another platform, but I didn't want it to actually come as a discovery platform. So for multiple reasons, strategies that I had. So I started giving technology to the individual promoters. Let's assume an organizer or a promoter. I can actually, they rely on all the third party aggregators for the ticket selling and all. So I wanted to actually build sustainability for them and basically give them technology, so that I take out all the ticket selling and other aspects of this thing, and they can only focus on their core aspect, which is actually organizing an event and curating the event. So that's where I started looking at Goa, and then we launched our first gig in March. And since then we've actually taken off. First event was very successful, and the organizers we had a lot of traction among them. So that's the journey that we started, and then basically eventually we started deploying into white label solution. I was actually started focusing on the product, because see, if you actually look at our product at this point of time, it's quite robust and actually match up to any major platform that you look at in India or across the world. So what we did was basically we started, now that we know we've already tasted the success in Goa with the events and all, we started actually wiring all the processes and basically digitizing even a smallest bit of it, and try to develop the product in such a way that once the pandemic opens, we have an advantage on our side rather than actually thinking about what has happened. So there is nothing which I can do about it, but the only thing is if I can actually build a better product, I know for sure that there's a market for it. So that's where we actually strategized and basically gone back into product development mode, forgetting about everything, and then building and wiring every manual process that they do. So now we can actually profoundly say that we have a product which they can actually seamlessly start ticketing in less than 5 minutes and basically digitize complete operation, gain data, insights with seamlessly without any hassle. So initially there were a lot of hurdles for us also. Basically people were thinking that we already have some discovery platforms, major players who can actually bring in some ticket sales for them. But we were actually helping them, make them understand the sustainability factor. See, if you have your own tech and if you have your own platform, you will be able to sell more tickets, and in a long run it's going to help you, because when you talk about legacy places in Goa where they still rely on third party aggregators for actually booking, but let's assume if they have their own technology set up and if they're able to capture the bookings, so people will actually start booking them when they're actually making the plans right in their city. So that digital engagement is what we promoted, and then basically I was able to give some numbers to them, convince them how it will be an advantage for them to actually invest in this and basically invest time in it, so that over a period of time you have a sustainable platform where people can go onto your website or a mobile app and directly book tickets or packages. So they will have a complete holistic understanding of what are your offerings, you can upsell, which is not possible. So all these factors, slowly we started educating them, and once few people taken up, and basically it's just a matter of time that others will adopt it. We have a complete team who can actually help them design the packages, and the advantage with our platform is when we talk about an organizer or a major organizer who has an organic pull to them, so he can crowdsource his own event, crowdfund his event. Let's assume if he's announcing a party or anything, he can sell tickets and reinvest that money into the event, because we don't hold the money till the end of it, because ticketing or anything has happening on their own label. So he has access to money instantly the next day. So a lot of organizers have actually taken its advantage and started doing more and more events. So we have done some case studies within ourselves where we have seen that organizers' revenue has actually increased multifold because of no shows in the event or pre-selling. When you do more pre-sales, people will come with friends. Not only one person, they'll actually bring their friends along with them. So we have seen a lot of pull in terms of more number of visitors coming in, and basically they have funds better managed and all. So we give the holistic, and we have account managers who can help them design packages in a better way. So all this wiring is already done. Basically when a venue comes out, we actually set up a meeting with them and basically help them understand, position themselves. See, honestly speaking, I didn't had any resistance from anyone in Goa. They didn't had any trust factors because of that kind of technology that we came in. We already had a set product in place, and our first event was highly successful event in certain particular genre, which we sold considerable amount of tickets and got in more than 3,000, 4,000 with just our app. So it was actually kind of revolutionary for them, having everything done on their own label. They can give their complete brand experience. So in that way it was smooth for organizers, but basically venues will take some time to understand because of the trust factor and all. I think that has actually overcome over a period of time because we have big names now. So everyone, I didn't see any problem, and Fire has been very kind with us, had some introductions done, and so I had some connects with myself. So I think it was not very challenging for me as such, penetration of market, because the product has need for it. So when you have a product which is actually market fit and need for it, and I don't think these small things will actually come in. Even if they are, they'll actually fall back at some point of time. We are actually, whatever tech that we are building is not some sample tech, it's a very emerging tech, that's whatever the best technology that we're using. And then everything is encrypted with 128-bit encryption, whoever is actually entering the registering details or anything. So all the data is at cloud. So I already have a tech background, so I mean we kind of wired it up, all these aspects. And even if you look at what the data collecting from the users, we are just collecting, we are not taking any PII, personal identifiable information from them. We just take phone number and email ID, and we think that is good enough, because if club has to profile, they'll actually profile at the venue. So we just take that information to only pass the ticket details. I have a good friend in Hyderabad, so Sanjay, who is introduced to, is basically a venture capitalist himself. So he's actually connected us to Fire and Prashant and Tejas. So they've been very kind, and basically they've thought about the idea, and then they were basically very receptive towards it and trying to help us in terms of any contacts that I wanted and all. So I think it's been good. I mean, whatever I should see, basically I had a connect from them. Currently we are in 3 markets, Hyderabad, Goa and Bangalore. So we will actually definitely expand in other markets in India post December, and we eventually wanted to, we are launching it in Dubai next year. So the whole idea is we have a platform where it's a very robust platform, multi-dimensional platform, where we actually look at support, engagement, as well as discoverability, as well as process efficiency for a venue. So we are actually ticking all the right boxes, whatever required for a live organizer or an entertainment venue. So we see that we have a strong product with us. So it's just about going to the new market and basically exploring it. So we will focus more on basically market expansion because the product is there. So technically, I strongly believe when you learn something, it will always be helpful for you. So when you talk about connecting dots, you learn a skill that will actually help you at some point of time. It will not go in waste, is what I feel. And my biggest learning for me was my first startup when I actually ventured into online grocery. Taking on online platform way back in 2007 and 2008, I had my lot of learnings from there, trying to, I mean, market reality check I've got. So I had my learnings and all. When I actually look at unorganized, it's just a matter of time where they actually adopt. First there'll be resistance, but they'll be not willing to change. But at some point of time, once you have a market fit product, and basically when you look at things are actually smoother on the other side, they'll start adopting it. So I don't feel it as a challenge, but basically, I mean, in terms of unorganized or anything like that, but all these learnings are actually helping me or anyone. I mean, I strongly believe that. So that will actually help you to actually become a better person or build better product. You know, I don't like to give an advice or anything, but basically I will take my example, because mine was a classic example, because once I started off, everything was actually come to standstill. So I had to actually restructure, rewire everything. So if you believe in your product, then you should actually do something, and then look at multiple aspects and adopt to the market, rather than actually getting disappointed or disappointed.